What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing the brand new treasure map SUGO-FEST that was just data downloaded into One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. Now, we were expecting this to come out, however, we actually were expecting it to come a little bit later, considering the other SUGO-FEST that I made a video about like yesterday or the day before, that like it hasn't even started yet, and we're already getting the data download for the next SUGO-FEST that will be arriving afterwards. So yes, this is the SUGO-FEST. If you were ever going to be pulling on, I wouldn't recommend most free-to-play players to be like pulling here, but if you want to, you know, have that itch to be pulling, do not pull on the SUGO-FEST that starts tomorrow. Wait until the 12th of March, which is when this SUGO-FEST banner is going to be going live. Now, in this video, I want to go through the SUGO-FEST structure for you guys, and also talk about the new units that are going to be arriving in this treasure map SUGO-FEST. So first of all, I want to go ahead and start talking about the characters. Now, this is part 1 of the SUGO-FEST. There's going to be a part 2 and a part 3 as well, with the raid boosted characters are obviously going to be changing with each time. Now, one thing I want to note is the fact that Whitebeard and Marco is boosted on part 1, which I think is really significant. Obviously, in my eyes, I think he's the best legend in the game, and for him to be boosted on part 1, that's really, really huge information. So let's go ahead and start talking about each of these brand new boosted characters. So the first one we'll discuss is going to be Ace. We'll leave Higuma to last because he's the most interesting one out of the bunch. So this brand new treasure map Ace Red Recruit character is a quick, free spirit driven character. You don't see free spirit driven too often on a class as a combination. Very, very strange. But this unit overall, his stats are pretty mediocre, of course. Captain effect is going to boost free spirit characters attack by 1.75 times and give them a 1.5 times HP boost. So in terms of a treasure map rare recruit character, that's not too bad, considering a 1.5 HP boost is actually pretty significant, although obviously you're not getting a lot of damage output with him, of course. But obviously the main thing with these treasure map characters is going to be their special effect. This guy has a special effect that maxes at 10 turns. It comes a max special, of course. Reduces attack down and lock chain multiplier by 4 turns, and also reduces your top row character's special charge time by 2 turns. This is going to be quite useful, obviously, with the treasure map, because the treasure map bosses are built around these rare recruit characters. So obviously, if you have all the rare recruit characters, building teams for them is going to be very, very easy. But having a character like this, like even just outside of treasure map, it can be used, honestly. Attack down is always going to be useful to get rid of. Chain multiplier lock isn't always like a necessity to get rid of, but in very niche situations it can be quite useful. And he also reduces the special charge time by your captains for 2 turns. That's actually pretty interesting, because you could actually still use this guy on like a V2 Doflamingo team, and you could use him as just a special charge time reducer for your captains, which obviously you could be running double V2 Doflamingo. So that is also an option, but overall this character is just like mediocre. Obviously in the treasure map he's going to help out a bunch, but I think that in terms of all the other rare recruit characters so far on treasure maps, he's one of the more mediocre characters. Now the next character we're going to be discussing is going to be Mihawk. Now I think Mihawk is the most powerful of these characters that we're going to be talking about. He is a pure slasher dex character. His captain effect is going to be essentially what the previous Ace character was, but instead of free spirit booster, he's going to be a slasher boosting captain, 1.75 attack and 1.5 times HP. His special ability maxes out at 13 turns, and it will state that it reduces paralysis by 3 turns, which is always really great. Paralysis is one of the most annoying debuffs to get around. He also locks your crew's orbs or your slots for 2 turns, which is interesting. You don't see too many orb blockers nowadays, so that's quite interesting. Also, he has an effect depending on your treasure map level, your navigation level. So if you are going to be at navigation levels 1 to 10, he's going to be a 1.75 times free spirit and slasher booster. Between 11 and 20, he is a 2 times attack booster for slashers and free spirit, and then 21 and above, 2.25 times type boost to slasher and free spirit characters. So yes, he's going to be very useful to have on this treasure map. Unfortunately, this Mihawk character is not a guaranteed unit in this treasure map. However, the other 2 characters, Higuma and Ace, are actually guaranteed in this treasure map if you want to obviously pull for them, of course. So Mihawk, very, very strong character. And then we have Higuma. Now, Higuma is nothing like we've ever seen other treasure map rare recruit characters before, and the reason for that is we can go ahead and check him out. Right, you can see he's a regular 5-star character. However, There is also the thing where he evolves into a 5+ treasure map rare recruit character. You can head over to Extra Island when the SUGO-FEST starts, and this particular island is going to be available. You can farm this island. It's only 15 stamina, so I assume it's not going to be very difficult at all. It says recommended pirate level 60, and you can see you can actually drop the super evolution skull for the new Higuma character. So definitely, if you pull him, you need to super evolve him because he's not like a side graded unit. You don't need like 2 of them. He's just a direct upgrade. He's a very good unit when you go ahead and get him. So let's go ahead and discuss the new Higuma character because he is actually a pretty nice unit to have. So Higuma, we can go ahead and check him out. His 5+ form. We're not going to discuss his 5-star form because it's essentially just an upgrade. Captain effect doubles strength, dex, and quick character's attack and heals crew by 800 at the end of the turn. For a treasure map rare recruit character being a 2x booster, that is actually really good. That's actually pretty significant for a treasure map rare recruit character. But his special ability is also very, very useful. It starts at 12 turns and it will go ahead and deal 800 fixed damage to all enemies that ignores defensive effects. So barriers, damage reduction, damage threshold, it goes through all of that. So having that effect is very useful actually. Also reduces despair by 5 turns and reduces enemies enrage and resilience by 5 turns. So the great thing about this character is that he's not like bound by the rules of treasure map. He doesn't have an effect that's based on the treasure map level. You can use this guy outside of treasure map just fine, and he's going to be a very useful character to have. AoE fixed damage is always going to be nice against high defense mobs, and they're pretty prevalent. You'll see them around in a lot of dungeons, and always reducing despair and resilience. Those are the 2 key ones. Reducing enrage isn't that important, but reducing resilience and despair, that's actually very, very useful. Unfortunately, does not have a crewmate ability, but you can see he's got 5 socket spots, so this character is going to be really useful to have. So I'm really happy about that because this character is actually guaranteed in the treasure map SUGO-FEST. So let's go ahead and take this time to discuss this. So the Treasure SUGO-FEST is here. Ace, Mihawk, and Higuma are the new trusty map characters, and they come with max level and unlock powers. If they have 4 powers, they get Charge Special, Bind, Despair, and Auto Heal. If they have 5, they get damage reduction on top of that, which is quite cool. Recruit trusty characters to gain a ton of treasure mode points. The new Ace, Mihawk, and Higuma will no longer be available at Rare Recruit after the 19th of March, which is when this SUGO-FEST ends, I believe. However, they may be available at a later date, but most of the time they're not really going to be available like ever again. So if you want to get these characters, this is the best opportunity to do that. It also goes on to state that all wanted posters are guaranteed to be 4-star or better, pretty much to be expected at this point for, you know, Treasure Map SUGO-FEST. Also, it says the SUGO-FEST features rate boost characters for characters who get a lot of treasure points for the battles of Treasure Map, as well as characters able to limit break. Interesting. So I'm not really too sure who's rate boosted on each of the days, but it's going to be interesting to see what type of legends are actually going to be rate boosted for the SUGO-FEST. For more information, check the trusty characters list. Of course, we already know that. So here we get to the SUGO-FEST structure. So it's going to be split into Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 with different rate boosts on each part. Now, Part 1 is going to be running from the 12th until the 15th, so you got 3 days to go ahead and do pulls on Part 1, and then you've got 2 days from Part 2, from the 15th to the 17th, and then from the 17th to the 19th is Part 3. So for Part 1 of the SUGO-FEST, 10+1 rare recruit, the first and the 4th multi-pull are only 30 rainbow gems. Always going to be quite tempting to do the 30 gem multis. And you know, a lot of people say, you know, oh, I get really good luck on single pulls. You should never do single pulls. Just looking at it from a financial standpoint, like, it doesn't make any sense to do single pulls. It's much better just to save up 30 gems and do a multi, because the amount of extra advantage you get just from, you know, doing a 30 gem multi, you save yourself 20 rainbow gems. It's absolutely crazy. So if you are ever, you know, tempted to do singles, you really shouldn't be doing singles, even though people say that they're really lucky with single pulls. 30 gem multis are always going to be really, really nice. Now, I'm going to say this straight off the bat. If you're free to play, you shouldn't be pulling here. You, like, literally free to play always. You just have to wait until the 2x legend rate SUGO-FEST or the 3x legend rate SUGO-FEST, and I'll tell you guys when those are the best SUGO-FEST to pull in. For most players, you really shouldn't be pulling here, especially after the anniversary. A lot of people, you know, they spend a lot of money on the anniversary, and they might not be able to pull here. But just saying that, you know, for free to play players, they really shouldn't be pulling. Anyways, the second multi-pull on Part 1, guaranteed 5-star Higuma, which is awesome. So you can go ahead, do your 2 multis, get your guaranteed Higuma, and then you can go ahead and farm the island and super evolve him. So very, very awesome to see that he is guaranteed. The 3rd, 6th, and 8th multi-pull is just a guaranteed legend. No really any gimmicks here. No guaranteed pool of legends. It's just a straight random legend. Then on the 5th multi-pull, guaranteed ace. The new ace that is available in this SUGO-FEST is guaranteed on the 5th multi-pull. Now, I don't know if your boy is going to be doing 5 multis for the ace, because, like, out of the 3 characters that we've just discussed, ace is definitely the worst one. I'm not too sure if he has any good replacements for this treasure map. I haven't really looked into the treasure map so far, because I'll definitely be uploading a video breaking down treasure map shanks and stuff like that. But I'm not really too sure if I want to go and do 5 multi-pulls for ace. However, you have to say that, you know, along those ways up to the 5th multi, you could potentially get him, and also the fact that you got 2 discounted multis along the way. So it is pretty tempting, 210 gems to get ace and Higuma and potentially some other characters in between. It is very tempting. And then the 10th multi-pull is a limited pull SUGO-FEST exclusive character. Kind of weird, they don't have really much else. Oh, well, I guess the 6th and the 8th multi in between 5 and 10. Interesting. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, it's a decent structure for a treasure map SUGO-FEST, honestly. They did a very similar thing with treasure map Shiki previously, where both boosters were actually guaranteed on the SUGO-FEST. And I guess, because I think with future maps going forward, there's going to be like 3 rare recruit characters in like each of the treasure maps, I think. Could be wrong on that one. So I'd imagine that from here on out, we're going to see guaranteed on the 2nd multi and guaranteed on the 5th multi with 2 discounts. I assume that's what they're going to be doing from here on out. So part 2 is going to be same thing. The 1st and 4th multi is going to be 30 rainbow gems, and 2nd multi is also guaranteed Higuma. Wow, okay, that's actually really interesting. They're doing a guaranteed treasure map rare recruit on part 1 and part 2. Okay, that's actually really cool. The 3rd, 6th, and 8th multi-pull, guaranteed legend like normal. And the 5th multi-pull, you do not get your guaranteed ace. This time around, it's a showcase character rate boosted. Wow, not even a guaranteed showcase character. That's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, you shouldn't pull on part 2. If you're going specifically for treasure map characters, there's no reason to be pulling on part 2. That's ridiculous. And then the 10th multi is a limited pull SUGO-FEST exclusive character. And part 3, 1st and 4th is 30 rainbow gems. And wow, okay, so there's no guaranteed treasure map character on part 3. So part 3 is definitely the worst day to be pulling, in my personal opinion. The 2nd and 5th is a rate boosted showcase character. Okay, so it's not even a guaranteed showcase character. Absolutely garbage. The 3rd, 6th, and 8th, guaranteed legend. 10th, limited pool legend. Yeah, okay, part 2 and 3, really not that good. Part 1 is actually looking pretty decent so far. Now, on the 10th multi-pull, we have a limited pool of legends. So the characters that are limited pool on part 1, you have Legend Brook, Whitebeard and Marco, Nico Robin, Luffy Ace, Magellan, Monkey D. Luffy, Straw Hats Reunited. So that's Time Skip Luffy. Jeez, they're boosting him. Cavendish and Mihawk. Wow. Okay, so that last batch of characters is actually pretty bad that they're boosting those. Imagine doing 10 multis and getting a freaking Cavendish. Dude, that would suck. Part 2, you have Gil Tesoro, Katakuri, Charlotte Linlin, Shanks, V2 Shanks that is, V2 Rayleigh, Zoro, Blackbeard, and Corazon. Okay, part 2's boosted list I feel is just a little bit better than part 1's. Aside from, you know, Whitebeard and Marco being boosted there, but I feel like in general, part 2's overall legend pool is a little bit stronger on average. And then part 3, you have V2 Sanji, Gear 4 Luffy, Shiki, Nami, Garp, Frankie, Boa Hancock V2, and Shirahoshi. Okay, part 3 also has a pretty good list of boosted characters. Man, they really kind of stooged the part 1 boosted characters. That's actually really crap. Oh, that's really bad. But either way, kind of interesting the way that they've structured the SUGO-FEST. The fact that 2 of the 3 treasure broker characters are actually boosted. So, you know, I'm really tempted to go for Ace, but it really depends on how team building goes for this treasure map. It is going to be quite interesting to see how everything goes. And there's no additional rewards after the 10th multi-pull on either of the parts. And that looks like about it. So that's pretty much all the information that we have pertaining to the treasure map SUGO-FEST, guys. I'll definitely be doing pulls on the treasure map. I definitely want to get my hands on Higuma. Super Evolve him is going to be nice to have on the treasure map. Definitely will be doing that. And also look forward to the upcoming preparation video for treasure map Shanks. I know a lot of people love those videos, so it's going to take time to compile the information, but hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.